Good day, Forex Walkers. Welcome to Forex Walker. And today I have the saddest news to report and some of the reasons that will sabotage trades for the first quarter of 2026. And those reasons are the tensions in the Middle East. This is the volatility index, and we really had a lot of tensions. Initially, I was expecting us to have our first touch, second touch, and our third touch to manipulate before we dropped. And remember, in volatility index, we have an inverse proportion to the movement of to the bullish movement of commodity currencies. So when the volatility index moves higher, what happens is that the commodity currencies collapse. And when the volatility index starts to collapse, what happens is that the uh, commodity currencies start to appreciate. So here we also have a smaller first touch, second touch, and third touch that manipulates, and that is the reason why that those are the reasons that will give me more confidence in holding longs in this rise in the volatility index. But now the reason why the volatility index is not resting is because of the tensions in the Middle East that are unsolved, and the discussions made by Donald Trump and Netanyahu in the Middle East. They are always talking about toppling the government of Iran, and currently we have a huge conflict. This is the first. I hope you can see the date here, the 1st of March 2026, where we had to wake up to the bombings in the Middle East, where the United States waited for the supreme leader of Iran, to conduct some kind of a speech to his nation, and the United States decided to send Tomahawk missiles to kill the leader. So, since they had those talks of instability, we had this bullish move in the volatility index. And it all started when Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, was what do we call it? Kidnapped by the United States for whatever they were saying, and it all started there, and that's where we had the volatility index doing what it is doing. And at the moment, the United States and Iran just started that war where they sent Tomahawk missiles, and Iran retaliating. So a lot of people are saying, in fact, the United States and Israel were saying that the supreme leader was killed, and everybody else was confused, and we don't really know whether he was killed or not, because we cannot believe those people. I would rather see the funeral to confirm that whole thing. But what happens is that the supreme leader was threatening to close the Strait of Hormuz, and when he closes, uh, remember, the Strait of Hormuz is the entrance where the countries in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, those oil countries, they supply crude oil to many other countries. And when Iran decides to close that strait, uh, what happens is that the price of oil rises. I'll show you the oil market. And when the price of oil rises, many economies will collapse. So this creates a complication. In fact, it forces us to focus on USD trades alone, but we cannot take USD trade with the CHF or the JPY, because those are two safe havens. So we need to look for a commodity currency and sell that commodity currency and buy the US dollar. So that is the trade that we'll be looking into, especially now with the tensions happening. So in other words, most of the bullish currencies that we're looking into will collapse, and I would rather try to buy the Australian dollar, but I know it's a commodity currency and it will collapse as a result. So as we speak, I believe that Iran had already closed the Strait of Hormuz, and the oil prices will rise as a result of what is happening at the moment. Let me show you the oil market. This is the oil market, and you can see that the prices of oil have been rising for some time. And remember, when you see a rise in prices of oil, you need to understand that the global economy will collapse, because many products uh, are made with the use of are delivered with the use of oil, or the oil market itself. So for the supply chains to make money, they depend on the price of oil and anything else. Many ships are using container ships. Many of them are using diesel, uh, and those military ships are the only ones that are using nuclear. Uh, they're using uranium as a fuel, but the normal ships are using this they're using diesel to deliver everything that they need to deliver. So here we had a constant rise in the price of oil, which is bad news, is not good news, is bad news. And that will result in many products being expensive as a result of the unnecessary war that was created by the US and Israel. Remember, uh, the first time that there were negotiations between Iran and Israel, what happened is that Israel decided to uh, attack Iran a day before the negotiations. And uh, today, on the 1st of March, in fact, it happened yesterday. So the United States decided to send Tomahawk missiles the day before the negotiations, and the negotiations were today, on Sunday. So they decided to send those Tomahawk missiles to go and hit the meeting, where the place where the meeting was made, with by where the place where the supreme leader of Iran was conducting this speech that he was supposed to give. So they decided to hit that place, and so Iran is currently retaliating. I believe that those who use TikTok, they are probably seeing those missiles being sent. And we also have uh, plane tickets, flights that were cancelled, and plane tickets that were prevented from being sold, plane tickets that were halted. And you know a lot of issues happening in the Middle East. So that will result in, I'm talking geopolitics, that will result in the volatility index giving us a spike all the way up above this line. But I was expecting a spike that is larger than that is actually up here because people are talking about World War III. So if it happens that, okay, the escalation is huge already because Iran is hitting US bases in Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, the United Arab Emirates, and Kuwait. So Iran is fighting many countries at the same time. So that is the reason why I believe that the spike could be much larger. And in case the United States and decides to use nuclear bombs or Israel and and Russia actually they told the United States that if you use nuclear bombs in Iran, Russia said they're going to use a nuclear bomb in the United States. So those are the issues that we are looking into, and that is geopolitics. And geopolitics, normally it results with the volatility index giving us a spike and the JPY, the CHF giving us a spike, and all commodity currencies, the Australian dollar, the AUD, NZD, the euro, the pound becoming bearish, and the US dollar going bullish. So for you to be successful in this trade, you really need to look for a currency that you can use to sell against the dollar. That means you're going to be buying the US dollar and selling something else, which in this case should be the euro. Uh, yeah, I believe you should sell the euro and buy the US dollar in this situation that complicated all of my trades. Tonight I was supposed to be holding longs on the CAT CHF. I was supposed to be holding longs. And what will happen is that when the CHF gives you a spike, you will get a spike, a spike that breaks the previous lows, hitting your stop loss and having all of those complications. And those are the things that I'm afraid of. And sometimes you can either take the USD. Here on the Euro USD, I was supposed to be buying the Euro and also buying the US dollar with another currency. So what will happen here is that we're gonna have a spike all the way down there. The reason why will have a spike down there buying the US dollar is that the euro we expect it to act as a commodity currency. Most of the time, the euro does act as a safe haven. It did that for a while actually. It didn't happen for in a short space of time, but it happened for some time. And currently, we expect the US dollar to give us more gains compared to the euro, and that's how we believe that we should sustain some shorts. But this is not even my favorite trade. Now this is more like it. This is the pound USD short. This is the trade that I will be holding short, and this is where I expect the US dollar to give us the gains and the pound to give us the losses. Thank you guys. I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.